Roxanne, and I am creating a new content channel. So I just wanted to come in here and introduce myself. Uh, I've always been a little camera shy, so this will be a challenge for me, but I've been watching a lot of content creators and I just love what they do and how they keep refreshing their house. And I'm like, I do that all the time. I just don't put it out for the public to see, but why not? I do have a double major in design. I graduated, I want to say 2004-ish, and somewhere around in there. And I had my own design firm. I worked for a firm. I was a designer with a firm here local in Kansas City. And then I branched out and just kind of started my own firm because I have an entrepreneurial spirit, if you will. And I kind of gave that up during a midlife crisis. Plus, it was the recession, and nobody was going to buy $2,000 drapes, let's be real, when they weren't even able to pay their mortgage. And I also had a residential cleaning service at the same time. I gave them both up. Moved out of state to North Carolina because I wanted to be close to the beach, and that was wonderful, but there weren't any jobs where I was at in North Carolina. So I came back home. I tucked my tail between my legs and I came back home. Luckily, I did not give up my house. I owned a house here in the Kansas City area, and insurance just kind of fell into my lap, and I became an insurance agent for a very large call center, and it was great until it wasn't. And so I left there and I went independent. So now I'm an independent insurance broker that specializes in Medicare, but my true passion is design. As a little kid, if you asked me what I wanted to be, I would have two responses for you. I wanted to be an interior designer or a secretary. Now, I don't know where the secretary part came from because I worked as a receptionist and that was not fun. I did not enjoy that. But I love everything about design, everything. And so I want to get back to my true passion, and right now, because of the time restraints that I have with, being an insurance broker, the easiest thing that I could do is to start creating content of how I design and style my home, and maybe some other projects that I may do outside of here. So that's my introduction to you. I hope to inspire you. If you ever have any questions, feel free to leave me a question in the comment section below. I'm used to doing stuff on Instagram or Facebook, so you cannot DM me on YouTube, but just leave me a question below and I will try my best to answer it. I look to grow my channel, so if you like what I put out, please subscribe and hit the notification button and like and comment and share and all of those good things. That'll really help my channel grow. And yeah, we'll just go from here. So what I'm going to do today, outside of my introduction to you, is I'm going to do a fall haul. I have some fall stuff, and I'm just kind of adding to the collection bit by bit. When I owned my home prior, as I mentioned, I did not have a lot of storage. And I sold that home and I moved into an apartment complex because I wanted to be near the job, the big call center that I mentioned, whose name shall remain unnamed. And again, no storage. So I just had my basics. I would change out, obviously, for Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, but it was the same stuff every year. And I cannot tell you how bored I grow with having the same stuff looking at me all year long. So I now am in another house that I am renting, not owning, but I have more storage space, and so I am working on growing my decor content, if you will. And we're just going to start with the fall haul and we'll see where it goes from here. So I am going to just show you some pieces that I purchased to add to my fall collection. I'm going to try something new this year and incorporate a new color. One color that you probably hardly will ever see in my house, well, there's two actually, is green and reds. They just don't appeal to me. I'm more of a cool color person. I like my purples and teals and royal blues and fuchsias, grays, soft gray, charcoal gray. I don't really care for the browns and beiges, and I know that's coming back. I get it, but I like gray, and I'm going to stick with gray. I don't care whether it's trending or not. Here where we live in Kansas City, we had this term called Johnson County beige because every single home you went into was Johnson County beige. I am not trying to revisit that. I love gray. It's cool, it's calming, and I'm going to stick with it. But one color I am going to bring in this year, I obviously bring in my traditional browns and oranges with the fall and try to blend it in, you know, with everything. But I'm going to introduce some burgundy this year in with my colors. And I'm either going to do the burgundies, oranges, and cream. I'll always have a little black thrown in because I think black, as you see my fireplace here, which was not black when I moved in here, it just adds a touch of elegance. So we're going to play around with that and see how it goes. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is some stems that I purchased. I have a little display at the end of my hallway. That's basically a gold and cream, and I'm going to introduce these stems as a fall color down there, and we'll see about introducing it into the living spaces. So my base, I've got just some basic green limbs, and you know, you can go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's and get these. These came from Hobby Lobby. They're $2.99 each, and of course 40% off. So we're gonna, this will be like the background, and you always want to try to do your, when you're doing a floral arrangement, you want to work in odd numbers. So you want to have 3 or 5 of something. You don't want to do 2 of a flower or 4 of a flower. That's just a basic design tip, if you will. I did take floral design when I was in design school. And that's one of the things that we learn both in floral design as well as just traditional design. Work in odd numbers, it just flows and works better, and it brings visual interest to the space. And then I just have some of these. These are just, again, some little basic greenery to add some texture and dimension. I've got 3 of those. And then I have these little guys. Oh, those came from Hobby Lobby as well, by the way. These little guys I got from a local furniture store here. They're so pretty. Something, again, way out of my color range. I don't do the reds, but this is a burgundy with a little bit of orange mixed in. I don't know if you could see that. But I love the texture and dimension that they have. And we're going to make it work this year. These came from Nebraska Furniture Mart, which there's only a few of those in the United States, and they were $7.99. And then I bought 3 of those. And then the last thing I have here are these little guys. And that's just another layer of color. It's a softer color than the stems that I just shown you. And it will add another layer of texture and dimension. And these came from Hobby Lobby. And one thing you're gonna find out about me is your girl cannot see without glasses. These, I believe, were $5.99 with 40% off. All right, and then the next thing that we're going to take a look at are these napkin rings. They say thankful. I don't know if you could see that. And then I have these napkins that have the little pumpkins and gourds on them. And I'm going to obviously style these together with these napkin rings and these little napkins. I think that it'll be so pretty. And one thing that I always try to do is to stay thankful for my blessings. I try to always remain humble and stay thankful. So the napkin rings are $10.99. They come in a set of 4. I had to buy 2 because I have a 6-place setting at my table. And of course they were 40% off at Hobby Lobby. These beautiful napkins came from Home Goods, which I kind of live at Home Goods. And they were $12.99 for a set of 6, which is perfect because I have a 6-place setting. In with my fall haul, obviously comes Halloween. I know a lot of people don't decorate for Halloween. I do. I love Halloween. Not for the spooky, gory, creepy stuff. I do it for the fun stuff and for the kids. As a kid growing up, I loved Halloween. I loved it. My kids never missed a trick-or-treating event. I went with them every single year trick-or-treating, and when they aged out of trick-or-treating, I was heartbroken. I missed it more than they did. And then my grandkids came along, and they just didn't have the same desire to trick-or-treat as much as I did as a kid and my kids did. We did a little trick-or-treating, but honey, we would do 3 blocks. And they'd be like, Nana, I'm tired. And I'm like, we would go for miles trick-or-treating. But you know, this day and age, they're a little different from us. We're built different for sure. But I have these little plates. They are black and they have the little spider web in them. I think those are so adorable. I'm not going to have any spiders, but I will have the spider web plates. These are $9.99 for a set of 4. I obviously bought 2 sets, and they came from Home Goods. So we're going to incorporate that. I think, I'm not sure, because I have both. I have these deep purple chargers, which when you go look at Halloween stuff, they always have the deep purple. So I'm either going to use those for Halloween and then change up or refresh for Thanksgiving, still keeping the fall decor, but obviously changing it over to just Thanksgiving. Or, I'm not sure yet, I will use these, which is kind of a rust burnt orange color with leaves around it. We'll see. I'm going to play around with it on the table. Once I get the table set, I'll do a little video showing you how I styled it, but we're still playing around. As I mentioned, storage was always the issue before, so I do need to get some more plates for my settings. So I need to see what I can find that will match and kind of bring all the colors together. As you can probably see here and here, purple is my primary pop of color right now. I'm probably always going to have some purple in my house. I do want to switch it up some and maybe do some teals or fuchsias here and there, but I'm almost always going to have some purple. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to see something Prince related in my house, because that's my baby. May he rest in peace. So purple is my thing. Purple, black, and gray is my colors. So we're going to see how all of that coordinates, and we'll pull it together. We'll figure it out. That'll be another video for another day. And then I picked this little guy up for Halloween to go in my main hallway bath, or the powder bath, if you will. Mainly for the grandkids if they come over. But I enjoy this too. I just think it's so cute. And obviously, November 1st hits. He'll go tucked away, but he'll be in there September 1st. This is when I start decorating for fall until October 31st. And then for, again, another day, another video, I'm going to have a little tea station set up. I have this adorable little velvet pumpkin. I don't remember where he came from or how much I paid for it. I just thought he was so adorable. That's probably going to go on my little tea station that I'm going to be setting up here. And I have a few more little Halloween things here. So this little sign says boo. So I do the cutesy little Halloween stuff. I don't do the gory, creepy stuff. I'm going to put that in that hall bath as well. And this was $5.99, and it either came from Ross or Home Goods. I can't read this price tag, so you know, you just have to work with me. And I saw this little guy. How adorable is he? Oh my goodness, the little squirrel. He's just adorable. I could not leave him at the store. I know I got him from Home Goods in the little pick section. It was $4.99, 40% off. I had created a little fall bouquet last year when I first moved here, and I'm going to add him to that, and that will just make it really cute. And then I picked up this beautiful little sign. It says thankful and blessed, which I am very thankful and blessed. My whole family is, as a matter of fact. And this sign was $9.99 at Hobby Lobby. I think I might put this around my tea station. We'll see. And then I have this little guy. This is going to be a spoon rest on my stove. It's just a little pumpkin. Basic little pumpkin. I'm going to use it as my spoon rest for September and October, and it was I think that says $6.99. It's either $5.99 or $6.99 at Hobby Lobby, 40% off, obviously. As I mentioned, I will be doing a tea station, and I picked up some little picks. I have a couple of ideas what to do with these guys around my tea station, just to liven it up, make it lively and pretty. So we're going to play with these. These all came from Hobby Lobby. They're like $2.99 for each pick. And no, I did not do 3 of each. I'm just going to kind of liven this one up and just make it work, because it would be too much if I did 3 of each for the little vignette that I'm going to put together. But they're $2.99 each, 40% off, obviously. And then I could not leave these at the store. These little adorable spoons with the pumpkins on top. I'm going to use these in my tea station. And they were $10.99 with 40% off. I think these are going to be so cute. I picked up these guys just today, as a matter of fact. These beautiful little acorns. They have a little touch of gold, which I will be incorporating quite a bit of gold into my design. I do like to mix my metals. You can totally do silver and gold together, bronze and gold together, whatever your metal color of choice is. You can incorporate it with another metal color, and it's called mixed metals. You don't have to have all gold, all silver, or all bronze. You can mix it. But for my tea station that is forthcoming, I am doing quite a bit of gold. I don't really want to have too much silver there. And I don't know whether I'm going to put these near my tea station or if I'm just going to incorporate them into my fall decor. We'll see. These were, oh gosh, $10.99, 40% off. Growing old is fun, isn't it? All right, and then this guy here I've had for quite some time. I think I bought this back in end of June. But this is going to go on my dining room table. I love jack-o'-lanterns. I love the Halloween decor, the fun, cutesy stuff. I have a black table runner already that kind of has a spider web design, so I'm going to incorporate the plates I previously showed you with that black table runner, and I'm going to place this in the center, and you'll be able to see still some of the black spider web design on the ends and maybe through the little eye holes in the mouth of the jack-o'-lanterns, if you will. It's going to be adorable. This was $7.99 at Burlington. I actually saw this on another content creator's video, and I had to run to Burlington and grab one, and I was very lucky and found it, because one day it's at Burlington and the next day it's gone, so you got to get it while you can. So I would consider myself lucky there. And then the last fall thing that we have here, I already have pumpkin placemats. I'm going to do a pumpkin and a leaf together. I'm going to kind of merge them together as a placemat. These are gold, so that's going to incorporate the gold that I mentioned I was going to start bringing into my kitchen area. I bought 7 of these, so I have 6 for my dining room table, and then I will style my island as well, so that's why I bought the 7th. These are Hobby Lobby, $2.99 each, 40% off. And then I have, let me get the sign together so you can read it here. This little placemat, it says gather. I'm not sure how much of that we'll be able to read once I style the area, but this is going on my island along with a leaf. If I can get the two together here, it'll be put together, and I just think that is beautiful. And that's probably where my acorns will go, is on the little vignette that I'm going to put together on my island. So far, that is my fall decor. I do have a couple of things that I purchased that are not holiday related. When you're in Home Goods or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, Burlington, wherever you may shop for your decor, if you see something that you like and it's on clearance, that's when you want to grab it. Because you can create a beautiful home, tablescape, island decor, styling your side tables, your coffee tables, your buffets, your credenzas, whatever you want to call them, on a budget. You can make things look beautiful and upscale if you shop correctly. So you don't have to go out here and spend thousands or even hundreds of dollars. You want to have a couple of high-end pieces, obviously, if you can. But there are a way to make things. You can DIY stuff. You can buy stuff on clearance. You can shop till you drop, until you find the perfect thing to make your decor look beautiful and something that makes you happy. And it can be high-end looking without having a high-end budget. So that being said, I have these guys. This is a olive oil dispenser. It's got the beautiful tulips on it. This was on clearance for $5 at Home Goods, and I grabbed it because I will use this in the spring. And then I have this black olive oil dispenser. I have a stainless steel one now, and every time I use it, it kind of drips oil out. So I'm just upgrading to this black one. So I'll be interchanging these. Just a little tip, you'd want to keep your olive oil in a dark container. If it's in a clear glass container or a plastic container, it can actually go rancid and spoil. So you always want to have your olive oil where it's not exposed to daylight, sunlight, things of that nature. It keeps it fresher longer. So that's just a little tip. Do what you will with it. I know a lot of people that have olive oil containers in clear glass, and I'm like, okay, boo, you do you. But over here, we're going to keep our olive oil in dark containers so that it stays safe. Fresh. I don't want any rancid oil. And I only do like avocado oil and olive oil here. I do not cook with any canola, vegetable oil. We do olive and avocado. It's just healthy for you. And then I already have a really nice soap dispenser in my bathroom, but I saw this. It's a rose, and I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of iridescent. It is beautiful, and I fell in love with it. And so I'm going to put this in my bathroom. Obviously, I have some purples going on in my bathroom, so this will tie in really well, because when you move it around, you see more purple in the iridescence. I do. I don't know what you see here, but I don't know if you could see that or not. It's going to go beautiful, and I found that for $14.99 at Home Goods. And that is it. That's it for my fall haul. So I welcome you all to my channel. I look forward to making many friends and providing lots of beautiful content for you. If you have any suggestions, you have any questions, leave me a comment or a question below and I will respond as quickly as possible. Until then, remain blessed. Smooches.